Okay, we should be live now.
Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me.
Your screen is not showing, by the way, okay?
You and
Alright.
are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin.
Should be good now.
Honestly, let's hold our breath.
The way I see it, market is already opening.
With the skate girl tonight.
So we did another sweep here, or is that equal high? Equivalent. Relative equal highs up there. That's not bad.
But I think that it's worth it. I put my headphones on, I play my favorite song, I go to sleep and try again. Mama used to try and tell me no man is an island, but I think I feel like drifting away. Mama used to say
I feel like this is just a retracement to go higher. We have we got bullish fair value gap tools in here on the 15 minutes. Let's go on 1 hour. Yeah, we got one here and one here on the 15 minutes.
boss says, man, you gotta make an effort. Feel like all I do on earth is just say yes, sir. And when I tell people how they make me feel, they treat me like a leper. I put my headphones on, I play my favorite
Reacting off of the fair value gap.
I go to sleep and try again. Mama used to try and tell me no man is an island, but I think I feel like drifting away.
We're stuck between two areas basically. One bullish, one bearish. Got an inverse here. Inverse fair value got down.
It don't matter where we go, it don't matter where we stay tonight, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright. It don't matter what we say, it don't matter how we make things right, 'cause when I'm with you, yeah, I know everything will be alright.
Reacted off of the bullish fair value gap, going more bullish. We're still in a inverse fair value gap, but it's gonna push the price down. Market open is not doing anything at all. It's just consolidating. Pushing up now.
It don't matter if we lose it
moving up 16 minutes. I need these highs to be swift first before I look for short. London and AM of April 1st to be swift first. We're pushing pretty aggressively up. That's probably distribution, consolidation, manipulation down into fair value gap, and we're pushing higher. It's not a reversal yet. Still need to go like $30 more up before we start showing any reversal point.
I like the SMT diversion that it left at the top of S&P. It rejected off of the rejection block. It might be a point of interest, but it might be too early. I'm not sure if the SMT diversion is gonna hold or not. We're about to find out though.
S&P is looking like it already started bearish movement, but I'm not trusting it.
Yeah, I don't trust it either yet. I want to see a displacement under the consolidation area on the NASDAQ. If a market structure shifts under that, then the S&T diversion might be valid at that point.
We are currently in an inverse fair value gap that is pushing the price down, but where the S&P is just it looks like it's consolidating, and it went up sweep and then it moved down. I'm not sure, but we still have a lot of bullish imbalances from that leg up, we can react it from anything.
Still a little bit early to tell. Yeah, most likely gonna start going down now to those imbalances, and then it might react bullish once it reaches the imbalances.
She got a body like a goddess, and she talks so
I
sweet.
feel like we're consolidating on a bigger range now.
And if I'm really being honest,
Not really liking it.
Yeah, price action is still not clean.
15-minute candle went all the way up and then retracted to the open range of it, turning bearish.
I think that was, yeah, that was pretty much most likely the sweep. We're gonna see what it does now. It's still not clear. I wouldn't touch it yet. Not quite yet. S&P already market structure shifted down under the consolidation on a small time frame on the 1 minute. We're gonna see if that gives a reaction on the NASDAQ as well, but so far on the NASDAQ we're still not doing anything major. Nothing important is still happening. We are entering a macro though. This is interesting to me because the S&P rejected off of the rejection block at the very top on the 1 minute, and then the market structure shifted down under the consolidation, and now it's going back up to retrace to the fair value gap that it left, the bearish fair value gap with the strong displacement down, and it's doing that within a macro timing. So that might be a point of interest to think of sells, but we're not there yet. So I would still wait a little bit and see how the NASDAQ reacts within the inverses that it left on the left hand side of the curve. Just gave a strong 1 minute rejection candle on the fair value gap it was delivering from on the NASDAQ, and now it's heading down. So I think that's the point of interest for me.
Well, I feel like even if we're bullish or bearish, we need to go down to retrace to these big imbalances.
Yeah, that's right.
But
yes,
also it makes sense as well because this is the 1 hour and it's kind of like retracting before it closes.
Yeah, it makes sense to me that we need to trade a little bit lower before continuing the run up if we are bullish for the rest of the day, but I still needs to give some retracements to the downside. It needs to sweep some sell side into liquidity and then do that after.
keep leaving a lot of voids on the 3 minutes and stuff. I don't like it.
I think it's about to give another SMT diversion here where NASDAQ is at the highest peak and S&P is just a retracement. We can see here that the new 15-minute candle just started and it wicked up as the power of 3. This 15-minute candle should be red and should continue down lower. I think this is going to be the retracement candle. There's a couple fair value gaps on the left hand side on the 15-minute. It makes sense for it to be a red candle and go down lower to retrace to something first before going higher, if it wants to go higher today.
Yeah.
But we already ran up a lot yesterday and ran up a lot pre-market today, so I think that it's gonna give a strong retracement before continuing this bull run. It just filled a couple voids right now that it left. And now if it turns red and expands down, it's gonna start speeding up a little bit. All I want to see on the NASDAQ now is this 1-minute candle breaking some rejection blocks instead of respecting them. And that would be the signal for me to point out the fact that the bear run is starting. The run on liquidity.
But baby, I'll drive Spotty and Clyde to the sun. You're mine, nothing but time to lose. And we'll be running on fumes.
I would be interested if in a sell, if starting from the silver bullet time we go up and sweep that high that we created because we lift a big wick, and then starting to reverse from there.
That would be a good point of interest as well. It's consolidating around the lows right now, but on the S&P it just on the 1 minute it just closed under the rejection block the first time I respected it, the low that was made at 840 on the 1 minute chart. It respected the first 2 candles and then the third candle came down and broke the rejection block, so now it's going up as a supposed retracement and should, after this candle, either the candle after this or the candle after that one, it should start displacing down quickly if it wants to dump after that break of rejection.
Sure
you like to share your opinions, talking big like somebody's listening. Nobody's listening. It's so fun and games until it doesn't toss me out.
A lot of times though, when the
It's consolidating a lot. I don't really like
yeah,
it.
as of right now, yeah, and that's the thing that I was about to say. A lot of times when the price action is not clean, it's gonna give a rejection, reaction off of the rejection, or a break of the rejection, and then still go the opposite way after. So, um, and when the price action is not that clean on the small time frame, it might show things that are not necessarily true on the big time frames. Only on clean days it shows clear signs from small time frames, and then are actually carried out on the big time frames.
Yeah. Well, for me, I do have a point of interest, which is the equal highs on the 15 minutes that we made on the first, the Monday, during Monday session. If we do, so that's the draw on liquidity for me. So if we get anything like an inverse fair value gap set up within the bearish 15-minute candles, I might be looking for buys up until the equal highs, or if we continue running up to the equal highs, I might be looking for a reversal point and getting like an IFVG setup there.
Yeah, after the liquidity swept on the sell side, it would be a good idea. I currently finally broke out of the consolidation range and started reacting off of the rejection that it first left, and it's currently having a small bear run to the downside.
Yeah.
I think we just have to pick the real imbalances and real fair value gaps, because it left a lot, and a lot of them are on the small time frames are not imbalances.
That's a micro reversal timing, or macro.
Yeah, it did it within a macro. I like this because of that. It gave the SMT diversion right before the macro. It reached the highest point before the macro on the NASDAQ, and then swept liquidity. It rejected off of rejection block for the S&P, so the NASDAQ went higher than the S&P, and it started consolidating a little bit. As soon as we entered the macro, it started breaking out of the consolidation range, so I like that a lot.
Yeah. I'm still waiting. I'm not gonna rush it.
Yeah, it's still early for a position right now. I think even if you switch to a bearish idea, it would still be good to see a retracement off of this dump before selling. And if you're thinking about buy, then it would be a good idea to first reach some real imbalances in the bull run, and then considering some reversals.
Looks like we're reacting from the 15-minute fair value gap. So if I put my equilibrium from here to here, 50% is right there, but if I move it to the start of the imbalance up, then this is the 50% equilibrium.
Yeah, I would debate though that it might not give a respect. Yeah, I would say that I would debate that it might actually not, even though it's actually currently reacting off of that 15-minute fair value gap. It might actually not respect it, just because it hasn't quite swept all the lows that it needs to sweep. I would like it to sweep more lows and get it in a lower PDA before considering a buy, especially because the S&P looks still bearish, and it's leading the way with this for this dump. It's currently leading the way for NASDAQ, so I think that we're gonna follow it down a little bit more. Depending on how it acts in the next couple minutes, because it's currently at a rejection area, and I want to see how it reacts down there.
I just want you by my side when I get real gone. Feel it's been a little while since we got along. Yeah, we've been playing stupid games, the situation rotates, and they say communication save relations. Okay, medicated how I'm patient, wasting time ain't the way, cause I can see it on your face. I've been tossing, turning, staying up all night long. I've been calling, yearning, wondering what I did wrong. I could tell by your eyes you got something to hide. So open your mind up, let me inside, and let's make it right. Tell me, baby, what's the problem? Cause I could try to figure it out.
Let's see what's happening on the 4 hours.
Tell me, baby, what's the
S&P.
I'm only picking up what you're putting down. You'll be tripping, I don't know what about. So what's the problem right now?
What's up, Daniel? How you doing?
Let me get something right off my chest. I've been meaning to
Let me
read
see.
it, so it's time to put it to rest. Is it stress? Is it that I ain't answer your text? Don't you treat it like amnesia, you know.
Are you bullish, guys? It really kind of tricky right now. We're in a, my opinion, how I see it is on the 15 minutes here. We have an inversion fair value gap that is bearish, and it's sending the price lower. And on this side, this I suppose this is the buy curve, and this buy curve, we keep respecting bullish PD area, and we have two right here on the 15 minutes that we're currently in. It can be bullish or bearish until I see some sort of like reactions from any of those two, from the inverse fair value gap bearish one or the bullish IFVG. And it's kind of a little bit early for me to take any trades or decide about anything, because that might be just like the retraction of the 4-hour candle that is going to be closing in 2 minutes. The other 4-hour candle is going to open in 2 more minutes, and it might continue maybe like lower, making manipulation, and then it shoots up. So that's what we're like watching for. What are you, Albert? Are you bullish or bearish?
As of right now, what I see is bearish, but long term, I see the candles being more bullish on the big time frame. I'm just waiting for this small run to end and sweep liquidity first to kind of get an idea of the reaction off of the bullish PDAs, to confirm that it's going to continue up. There was an opportunity for a sell, a small sell from the a scalp to the closest PDA. That was the only opportunity offered so far, but we're gonna see if it continues down further, and it gives better opportunities for buys in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I believe that we should be in the buy curve right now. This is a market maker buy model, and it's doing a lot of bearish retracement before it going higher. My point of interest is those equal highs. That's my draw on liquidity and my target. If we hit it before the market give us a good retracement here and a reaction that I really like, if we hit it before that, I might be looking for a reversal pattern or a reversal point to reverse from, which is those equal highs. If we get a good retracement here and a very good setup that I like, I might be looking for a buy. It really depends. But the S&P the S&P is not looking similar to the NASDAQ, and that's why I don't like the idea of the bearish or bullish right now, because I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. So as long as I don't know what's gonna happen next, I'm gonna sit out, let the market film. I don't wanna get a lot of FOMO like I used to do. So meanwhile, we're just gonna be tape reading the market. This bearish fair value gap, we're just respecting it right now, but I shouldn't be looking for any trade at this moment because it's the close, the 4-hour candle just opened, so that might be just a manipulation. We might go up to fill that void again that's on the 1 minute and manipulate above those consolidation area, and then maybe going down. Not sure. It's a very obvious void. The 30 seconds. This is the real imbalance, bullish imbalance we have. We tapped it and we went higher a little. Let me put my equilibrium here. Equilibrium. This is the part of the bullish imbalance that I'm looking at. If we can I also kind of have another idea of like a deep retracement, just so we can like retest of this market structure shift up. We might be able to finish this. We might come back and do the deep retracement, retest it, and go higher. It all depends. We're still respecting the bearish fair value gap that we left on the 1 minute. And on the 5 minute here we have a bearish fair value gap. If I'm bullish, I need to break this, and we're currently respecting that bearish PD area. So until this breaks, I'm not doing anything.
Notice how on the S&P on the 1 minute, it had left a bearish fair value gap and gave a tap of it the first time in the first quarter of the fair value gap. The second time it went up all the way to the 50%, even above the 50%. It wicked the full fair value gap, and then before closing, 10 seconds before closing, it ran all the way down to 50%. And then 2 candles later on the 1 minute, it went up a lot, and then 10 seconds before closing it went down to respect the rejection block. So I think that that's where we might have a bearish breakaway if the market wants to collect more liquidity to the downside. We're supposed to start a bearish breakaway now.
Yep, we're still respecting bearish ideas here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be impulsive today with my tradings just because we have orange FOMCs and I'm not sure um how that will react or reflect on the market. Unless I see a very clean, obvious setup for me to take, I can react out.
And tapped again the rejection block, bearish rejection block a third time on the S&P. The NASDAQ it just um, is a lot less bearish than the S&P this morning. Just doesn't want to follow the S&P and start running down. But if we do have a strong breakaway on the S&P, the NASDAQ will follow along either way. It's going to do it slowly at the beginning until it starts breaking down on NASDAQ as well. The only concern is, yeah, like you said, the bullish ideas are better right now because since the NASDAQ is the pair in question, one that we will be trading, and because it looks like it doesn't want to go down as deep as the S&P, it's gonna give S&P diversion at the lows soon and start giving setups for buys.
Yep. Until I see that, I'm gonna be sitting out away from the market. I mean, there is no reason for me to get in a trade and it starts consolidating on me. That's where I mess up my psychology pretty bad, and I keep going on losing streaks like crazy. So I'm not gonna do that. The market moves really slow as a live market compared to if you're like backtesting and like speed running the whole thing. Just like getting a day after day, even if it's a win or a loss, but if you're just like speed running most of the trades because you're just looking for good setup. When you're in front of the market live, the market messes with your psychology and make you imagine that, oh, this is a good setup, you should take or something, and it just like pretty bad. The market gets you, tricks you.
Guess it's been a while since I fell in love, but after last time,
Equal highs in the 1 minute may be the goal for today or tomorrow. I think the imbalances in the 4 hours on the sell side were already balanced, so there could be manipulation before going up on the 4 hours sell side. Yeah, I do agree with you, and that's why I have the equal highs marked up. I do have also the equal lows marked up just in case if this was a clear reversal point from the inverse fair value gap on the 15 minutes and the price is resisting to go higher and break those, make higher highs. If that's not gonna happen, and we keep going lower, then my equal lows and this low are going to be my target. But equal lows are first. There's clear reversal point for me or target for me to hit, and then we're gonna be looking into the other like liquidity to be taken. We're currently in the equilibrium level here of the bullish idea. We're still respecting the bearish fair value gap on the 5 minutes. So I'm not reacting on doing anything at all. This is how I see it. It looks like we might be ready. Okay, do we have any S&P? So low, lower low, higher low, higher low, lower low, lower low. I mean higher low, lower low, higher low. So we're still going fine. Higher low, lower low, higher low. We're fine. We're still, oh my god. Still respecting the bearish fair value gap. I mean, there is no reason for me to take any buy or sell at this time. I don't want to get stuck in consolidation.
Running back to my old life, but it leaves it burning. Speaking tongues in my head, yeah, that's the way you want it. She called me baby, you're not wasting time. But how could I let her go? Don't you know I might adore you? I'm gonna make the time move slower. We could do whatever, yeah, sun's out, make the clouds move over. We can do whatever, yeah. I'm gonna make the time move slower. We can do whatever, yeah. Sun's out, make the clouds move over. We can do whatever. We can do whatever,
Oh.
Tick-tock, we alone now, and my thoughts are frozen, now. Seeing pixels in slow-mo, in a
5 minutes still bearish,
motion. She called me
but
crazy,
we're just kind of like slowing down. We might reverse and go bullish here. We're speeding up to go down. We're ejected multiple times from this level. There might be, this might be an area that we're gonna get an S&P. Yep. Yep. Okay. So this low, 906, and this low, 906. Let me see if we're gonna get an S&P here or not. Okay, NASDAQ. Potential S&P. Okay, we swept it on the NASDAQ. We did not sweep it on the S&P. S&P might be a little bit behind, but if we're starting to go up now, I might be interested in taking. What do you think? Should this be an area where I can take a buy from, Albert?
I wouldn't like to do so quite yet.
We're
I want to
still in
see one of,
consolidation, huh?
yeah, pretty much. I want to see one of two things: either the disrespect or the respect of that bearish fair value gap, of the bullish fair value gap on S&P at the bottom. of that move.
I might try it on the M&Q, the micro. What do you think?
Yeah, that could be the potentially that could be the start of the bull run right there.
If I inverse this bearish fair value gap, I might be looking for
Yeah.
position. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it on a very small risk on the micro, which is like $5 per coin. So if I lose, it's gonna be like what? Like max $50. That's not bad. I'm gonna try with one contract. I just want to test the idea because I don't really like the price action at this moment where you're like still stuck in consolidation, and I don't want to be chopped up because there's other setups in the market that I can be taking other than just looking into choppy price action and getting myself involved in it.
Looks like it has no intentions right now of
Nope.
inversing the
No, it
the
does not.
fair value gap yet. Yeah. I might want to go down and sweep the low first. That's gonna create for sure. It's gonna create the way they're going right now. They're completely opposites. So if this sweeps the low, it's most likely gonna give an S&P diversion at the low.
Whenever we inverse this fair value gap, I might be looking for a potential buy opportunity because the S&P is not wanting to go lower. I'm just trying it with a very small risk.
We'll be driving down the state, yeah. Looking around for the next crowd, yeah. Going our own way, trying to find a new route, yeah. We'll be going in circles, trying to find
Nope.
a way, searching for
Not inverse it yet.
the things we do, yeah.
I'm not looking for any buy.
Choice, yeah. Hair blown round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya.
Okay, what's the 30 seconds doing? 30 seconds has been inversed. Not really. This is the 30-second candle. I don't really like this candle. Like, it respected it right before it closed. Even on the 30 seconds. I'm not looking for any long right now. Okay. S&P is still where it is. Does not want to go any lower.
Wanna travel till I'm 80, flying with you. Wanna take on the world and do something. Would you by my side like it's nothing? Wanna buy you think that you want it. Wanna find you drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blow round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna dive first to the ocean. I wanna know all you.
The first time it gave strong rejection on NASDAQ on the current rejection block that it's testing. I want to see if this time that red candle closes down there where it's currently at. That would point out the fact that we might be going down deeper for a retracement before any buy idea is given.
Yeah.
walking around in the circle of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times with the same soul. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind?
Ooh, the S&P did sweep the 906 low, just like the NASDAQ. But the S&P might sweep 885 low, which is near the equilibrium and getting into the bullish fair value gap, but it's here. Okay, the key level for me.
Doing things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But did you ever try the path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. I'm here on drive, roll your mind. You run, drive, roll your mind. You run, drive, roll your mind.
Let's see if we're gonna get an S&P here. Okay, sweep. S&P still there, up there.
If I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings, am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same? I hope you're not planning to waste my time. To my surprise, that was her reply.
That does not look like a sweep, unless we go aggressively back in the range up. Yep.
I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know.
No longer S&P diversion. The S&P went down as well. It's breaking down. The bearish idea
Yep.
is the one that keeps being respected right now. Is still not ready to give buys yet. There's further low resistance liquidity on the 1 minute that we need to sweep on the NASDAQ before we think about a uptrend, especially because there was a consolidation area as well that was not swept on
That
the left-hand side.
That might for me still be a kind of like a manipulation, because it might just be a break and retest of the market structure shift. We might retest the market structure shift before going higher.
Yeah.
She my do or die, my bona fide. My up when I'm down, she's always beside me. She makes me feel alive. I want
Let's see if we're gonna get that, or we're gonna continue lower.
She's not the same. She's such a rare type. She's far from plain, at least in my eyes. She said if I cross her, I'll be in the grave or under her type. But yeah, that's still my bae. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. We getting crazy in a different role. She loves the fact that I just let her
Consolidation,
know.
manipulation, distribution up. We'll see.
We getting crazy in a different role.
see if this is just consolidation, manipulation, distribution up, or consolidation, distribution down, retracement, and then going lower and lower. Oh, okay. S&P. S&P did sweep and it looks like a sweep. NASDAQ. It's still trying to make its way up. Order block respected. We might reverse this bearish fair value gap. We'll see. We reverse this fair value gap, the bearish one. Not sure.
I think I agree with you.
Still not trusting this thing.
It looks like it swept on the S&P.
But the good thing is that we did retrace to the equilibrium level of that range, which is good.
Yep. It looks like the S&P swept the low resistance liquidity that it wanted to sweep, and then it respected the 50% level of the 1 minute fair value gap.
Yeah, actually, I feel like it looks like way clear on the S&P as consolidation, manipulation down, distribution up. Versus the NASDAQ here. So I might actually try one.
I think it gave your. It's about to give your favorite type of entry. Well, I went, at the bottom.
I went one contract micro on the micro NASDAQ just to kind of like test the idea, because we might be like ready to kind of like go up now, and my stop is like 1850. I mean, that doesn't need to be that low. I can put it like 17 bucks. And I want to sweep like this high. It's just one contract. It's not that big of a deal. So on topstep, the commission for one micro contract is like 37 cents, which is good, which is really, really good. Might be looking to add if we inverse this bearish one. Might be like wanting to like add one more or something. Okay, we're going down. There's a bullish fair value gap here, respecting it. Stop loss, I can put it at those 14.5. Okay, so that's my trade idea, just testing it because I don't really like trading the internal liquidity reversal. I like to trade the external liquidity reversals, more higher probability for me, but I just want to try it. I feel like whenever I have a trade idea, I might just try it on the micro NASDAQ because it's not a lot of like damage for my account. And it looks like we did inverse this bullish fair value gap, so
I'm still looking at the bearish inverse the fair value gap that was on the left hand side. Was inverse to bullish, and it's
yeah,
currently giving a reaction off of the 50% of it.
correct. Yep. I did take it a little bit higher, but it's just one E-mini NASDAQ micro, which is not that big.
Okay, it gave a perfect close on the 50% level, and now it's giving a green candle after. If this one displaces up to break the high, then I would trust this setup a lot more. As of right now, it's still not displacing. It's still a little bit slow. But yeah, the rundown could have completely been power of 3 on the 4-hour candle, and this 4-hour candle might actually be green, depending on how it reacts down there. We're going to see.
Yeah, we'll see. We're still this is just a fake inverse fair value gap. We have an order block, fair value gap. We disrespect that. I am ready to go down, to go out of this trade. Not a big a deal. Okay. I'm gonna go back here and look for a different one.
Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high. to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, leave me there and I'll wait to save me. A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning.
We lift relative equal lows on the 5 minute.
Kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, leave me there and I'll wait to save me. A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, leave me there and I'll wait to save me.
Price is not looking any bullish at this moment. We should be in a bullish reaction area here. Once we get to it, I'm gonna be looking for a bullish idea, but currently it is bearish. As a retracement or as a move, that we don't know yet.
Oh, I can't see the color running through your veins, and I can't breathe, and everything you do is pain. Love me. Oh, I can't see the color running through your veins, and I can't breathe, and everything you do is pain. Oh, I can't see the color running through your veins, and I can't breathe, and everything you do is pain. Love me.
I'm not trusting that bullish move right here. That's just a consolidation. I wanna add another chart. Here. Where's the chart at? Position. No. User. No.
We spent our days on the coast of something beautiful. We got pulled into the
15 minutes. This 15 minutes, it looks like it's respecting the bullish fair value gap. NASDAQ. Okay, we put our OTE here from this low to this high. It's at the OTE. The market is really slow. Fair value gap bearish, we're still respecting it. 5 minutes, no fair value gaps. Still respecting the bearish idea, kind of like consolidating in this bearish fair value gap.
1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This
What
is
you think of the
Phoenix.
market right now?
I think it's very slow and it's consolidating a lot, but it's pretty much respecting a lot of the bearish things on the market. So I think because of the respect of the PDAs and everything that's going on right now, I think that it's not done sweeping sell side liquidity. It's gonna go down further, and that's what it's looking like so far right now. It can change. We're gonna see if it changes, but as of right now, it's relevantly bearish. I don't like where the 15-minute candle inside of the bullish fair value gap, the candle closed, and for that reason, I think that it's gonna consolidate a little bit. It might even show some bullish momentum, but it's gonna disrespect that fair value gap slowly and come out of it from the other side.
But it's looking a little bullish on the S&P. I haven't dumped that far yet on the S&P.
Yeah, we haven't taken out the low yet, but it then when it went up, it respected the bearish order block, so that might be where it wants to start dumping. Maybe it wanted to go up and reach some more liquidities before starting to dump, or trap some buyers into it by going up and showing a little bit of momentum to the upside, but then it respected the order block perfectly, and it's delivering to the sell side from that order block.
Yep, I agree.
I'm just surprised that it's so slow at 9:49 in the morning
is,
on a Thursday.
I'm not sure why is that slow.
Yeah, I guess the
I feel
lack
like
of
the AM
news
session.
events.
I feel like AM session might be just consolidating, and PM session we might have a cleaner PA.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Since it's this slow during AM session, I think the breakout might actually happen during PM. So tell me, why do you like futures versus forex?
Futures is way better. It's more cleaner. It doesn't have anyone that can like interfere and should make the price go up or down. It's CFD certified or regulated.
Yeah,
With
a lot of forex props right now are having a lot of issues as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if SFT closed or not yet. SFT.
Yeah, I think SFT as well is. I mean, it's down as of right now, but I'm not sure if they're coming back or not. Just because of the affiliation with TFT, they had to shut down as well. Yeah, I think a lot of props are gonna follow.
Temporarily, kind of like closed or on hold. Do you think it's gonna come back when TFT comes back?
If TFT comes back, that's the problem though. A lot of props are gonna follow that route, and they're gonna shut down services for a while, and then some of them are gonna come back with different names. Some other ones are never gonna come back to the market. So I'm not sure. I don't know what started the whole thing. If it was just rumors at the beginning, or if it was just a couple refused payouts
with TFT?
From this. Yeah.
It was the payout denials and the broker issue whenever they were like switching to the DX trade.
Oh, I understand the frustration that came with the broker switching issues and stuff like that, but at the same time, I don't think that to be honest, I'm gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna take the prop firm side of just a little bit with this. I think that denying payouts for traders that gamble is not a bad, you know, business ethic or anything like that.
Business decision.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the prop firms are looking for mainly like profitable traders' info to be able to monetize it. Because let's face it, I mean, just selling challenges is not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cover all the payouts of the traders. So they have to copy trade profitable traders. And if all the people that buy their challenges are gamblers, they can't do that, and they start losing money because they pay out, and the payout is way bigger than the challenge price.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that they have to deny most of the payout that came in that period of time when they were switching to the DX trade.
Yeah, a lot of people felt like it was most of them, but they released some numbers and they said that they basically in month of February they paid out $8 million in the night too. So the percentage of payouts denial is 10% or a little bit under 10% in that neighborhood. But still, yeah, it's a high rate of denial. But I think that it might be justified just a little bit because again, we don't have the data of the traders that were denied, so we don't know what they were doing on their accounts. It might be gambling or unorthodox practices on the accounts. We don't know, but CEO was stating that those denies were because of trading data. But again, the problem is that all the prop firms that ban people say that it's because of trading data, so it's a little bit controversial because a lot of people give you that reasoning even if your data is good, because a lot of them say that they want to find traders to copy trade, but they stick with just selling challenges and cashing in the money from challenges and paying out 2 or 3 people profitable on the whole firm and keeping the rest of the money. That's the business model.
I'm really concerned about how the other prop firms are doing during this time, because I mean, should you be like
it's affecting business everywhere because like traders are now very hesitant of trusting props, and they're buying a lot less challenges. So it didn't just affect TFT, it's also affecting others because of the rumors that are spreading about all prop firms being the same way and all prop firms shutting down at some point in the near future.
I'm not sure if the other prop firms should be like doing heavy promotions for their prop firm, or they be like shushing down everything and keeping everything quiet, running as long as they can before maybe getting hit with like a restriction or something.
Yeah, regulations are gonna come for sure. You know who was the most transparent about this subject on YouTube? In
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, it was TJR. Back then, before having a prop firm, he was talking about props. He was getting asked a lot about props, and like he said that what he thinks props are good for are basically for getting a couple payouts, getting yourself self-funded on the live market, and getting away from props. So they're not there for you to make a sustainable income for a lifetime off of. There you're supposed to like take what you need for self-funding and then fund yourself on a live account and start trading on your own independently. That's a good benefit of them. If you don't have the money to start at the beginning with $20,000 balance on futures, 30,000, 50,000, or whatever, you don't have the money to fund yourself or fund your trades. It's good to buy a $900 challenge, get the money through them, make 20, 30, $40,000 and then take the money and go somewhere else. That's what's supposed to happen. But a lot of people just get comfortable with the props and think that payouts are gonna, you know, continue flowing forever, and then they're left without a pay when these props shut down.
How is his prop firm doing, by the way? Do you know?
I had some issues at the beginning with the switching of DX trade, and they stayed closed for a week, or not, not actively trading. They were just, open for the traders that already had accounts. They weren't selling accounts until they switched to DX trade. I'm not sure if they're done with the migration of the accounts or not, but they should be, according to the last video that I saw a couple weeks ago, saying that it was only going to take a week to get all the accounts switched over. Don't know if they finished that or not yet, but I mean, I think it's although it's pretty new, I think so far it's pretty solid. It has a known face behind it, so that gives it additional credibility. You know that, like, the person that's running the show is not unknown, or somebody that can just take the money and leave without giving you any payouts ever. And they actually post a lot of payout proof everywhere on social media to kind of get it on its feet by showing proof that they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing. I mean, I support the mission of the company. That's what I like about it. Because when they first started this business, it was to provide better service than any other prop. That was his goal. He wanted to basically change what was happening in the industry by providing a better option. And just he was the first one to say that he was gonna give 100% payout instead of the other commission splits that some companies have. And he was the first one to do certain things that he did with the rules as well. The rules are a lot more sustainable than any other prop, because some rules out there are not sustainable even if you are profitable.
But do you think people are trusting like prop firm forex now, or are they just trusting futures since they are
Not at all.
regulated? No?
Yeah, not at all. They're not trusting forex props at all. Plus the prices of the accounts are so much better on futures.
But honestly, the only thing that I really liked about forex prop firms is that they give you like a built-in buffer in your account whenever you like take a challenge or live account. They give you a buffer in your account already, so you can start with.
It's pretty much the same thing. It depends. So like if the drawdown is fixed on the starting balance, then yeah, basically the buffer is built in. If it's not fixed on the starting balance, then it's the same thing as future. The only difference is that the number is already big on the account, but at the end of the day, it comes down to only the trading buffer that you have. So like, even if it's a 200,000 account, you're really only trading $20,000 before you blow the account. If it's a 10% maximum drawdown, some people have less than that. And if it's not fixed, then it's the same idea. If you don't build that money and you start going into your drawdown as soon as you get the live account, then sooner or later you're gonna blow the account before a payout. So it's basically the same thing in my opinion. And just psychologically, it's a lot better to have an account that reflects a zero balance when you start with features. Because the bigger the number that you see on the screen, the more trades you're gonna want to do, or the bigger risk you're gonna want to take. But when you start with a zero balance of future, you are very self-aware as a trader, and you know that you have to build that. And even when it gets to like $2,000-3,000, you know that $2,000-3,000 is all you have. So now you're not taking a $2,000-3,000 risk in one trade. You're trying to grow it by taking very, very small trades. So
Yeah.
it just, in my opinion, it teaches risk management.
Daniel is
Teaches-
asking about what about future prop firms. What prop firms are you using currently?
I'm using only the top two. I'm using Topstep and My Future Funds. They're the best two, and each one of them gives you like a max allocation of 150 per account, and you're allowed up to 3 accounts at a time. So all you need really is those two props. I used to have, I used to have 10 funded accounts with Forex, and like the same amount of leverage you get on a lot less accounts on futures. So
Future
a lot
leverage
better
is
that
pretty
way as well.
scary. Future leverage is
Yeah.
pretty scary, and they give you like literal amount of drawdown, so you can easily blow your account. So if you're not, if you don't know how to manage your risk, you're blowing it in either the first or the second trade. Because with Top Step, you cannot blow it in the first day.
Yeah.
With My Future funds, they don't give you drawdown rules. I mean, daily drawdown rules. So you can literally blow your whole account in one day.
Yeah, I think the same is true with Forex though. A lot of the props, they're gonna have like 3% daily, 4% daily, 5% daily. If you're not disciplined, you can trust me, believe me, you can blow 3, 4, 5% in one day if you're not disciplined. Even if it sounds like a lot, it sounds like a lot before you sign up with the prop. After you sign up and start trading, you understand that if you have no control over your emotions, it's easy to blow that in a day.
Yeah.
All you need to do is like take 2, 3 trades in a row, and a lot of undisciplined or unprofitable traders will do that.
Yeah. Daniel, are you on Forex or futures? I feel like future prop firms are pretty nice, and they offer like pretty cheap accounts and like upfront, but they get you pretty bad whenever they hit you with the activation fee when you pass the evaluation account, and they hit you with the activation fee of the live account, which is like 150 or somewhere around that in most prop firms. And it's either you blow it or you build a buffer and keep going strong on your live account. If you blow your live account, that means that's more, it's not an it's not a upfront cost that you lost anymore. It's an upfront cost that you paid for your evaluation plus your activation fee, which can add up pretty quickly compared to any Forex account that you initially compare to, and you say, oh, future prop firms are cheaper. Yes, it is cheaper, but if you blow your live account, that's more cost added to it, because it's not like $50 anymore. It's like a $200 account to blown, which is compared to Forex for a 100k account that's like usually runs around $500 or $400. So that's not so far from blowing a Forex account.
This is the thing though, you can be, the main thing is you can be taking over the Forex approach on the future props. That's the main problem that people face when they blow a lot of future accounts. You can't treat it like a Forex because you don't get the same buffer that you get with the Forex. So like, for example, for my accounts are 150k. You get $4,500 of drawdown. That's, if you do the math on that, that's 3% of the account. So basically all you get is like at most like 2 to 3 trades to blow the account. So like you can't be taking the same approach. You can't be risking 1% per trade. That's way too much to do at the beginning when you don't have a live account full of real funds inside with a lot of buffer built throughout the time spent on the live account. So basically the thing is you don't have to treat it, yes it's 3%, but you can't treat it as 3% on Forex because it's gonna go by very quickly if you do that. So you're
Yeah.
supposed to like take 0.25% trades, 0.5% trades until you pass the challenge, and then even in the live at the beginning, 0.25%, 0.5%, and you slowly combine, compound basically what you have as buying power until you get to the point where yes, I can risk 1% because I have at least 10% buffer in there that I built, or you know, or however much money you actually have in there to trade.
Yeah.
But
So
again, yeah, it like I said, it just teaches you risk management. It builds a good like um, uh, habits, healthy trading habits, because it's kind of like the Robin stuff. It's the same thing. At the beginning of the year, you have a very small balance, and your goal is to grow it as much as possible by the end of the year. So, like, you're not trying to take huge amounts of risk per trade. You're just trying to take small baby steps to
yeah.
get the account to where it needs to be before actually being able to risk more. That's
Yeah,
all.
I do agree with that. So Daniel has been trading forex for the past 2 years, but because of everything that it's going, and it's happening with the forex prop firms, he's transitioning to futures with Topstep, which is the Topstep is the first future prop firm that I transitioned to. I don't have
Yeah.
any other accounts beside the Topstep accounts because their rules are amazing, and that soft breach that they gave you for a daily loss, it's a bonus compared to any other prop firms
Yeah.
that can let you um, blow your account in one day, or breach your whole account hard to breach whenever you breach your daily loss. And they have all other benefits to it, and they make you a
Yeah.
very good consistent trader. And whenever you get to that level, um, I feel like it's a accomplishment uh, phase for me to get to that level.
Yeah.
They You also asked if we think that future prop firms are disappearing in the near future. My opinion, future prop not prop firms but futures in general, future trading has been here since ICT like came in and talk about it in all of his videos. Any chart that he used to show, it's an E-mini NASDAQ or um, E-mini S&P beside the other Euro USD or GBP USD. They were mainly futures charts, E-mini NASDAQ or E-mini S&P. So I think future futures trading has been here for like a long time, and this is the only market that ICT been trading, and I don't think it's going anywhere. As far as futures prop firms, I think Top Step. Let's see how long Top Step has been in the game. I'm pretty sure for my funded futures, they had a FX or Forex website, and I know they recently transitioned to futures. For Top Step, when did Top Step prop firm? I think they have been here for like 10 years or 8 years.
I mean, in my opinion, as long as they keep, I don't know how
Yeah,
the business model is
they have
ran.
they have been here since 2012. So that is a
It,
long time
yeah,
for.
it's a long time to be in business. Yes.
Yeah, so I believe they are pretty good prop firm. They're based on the US. They have been here for a long time. They haven't changed their plan a lot, Albert. They always had three options only.
Yeah.
Always. Like if you watch any old videos for Top Step, you will only see only three options for their evaluations account. So that means that they don't want any like a lot of money to make a lot of money, or they're not in this game to scam people or to like keep firming money from people losing their accounts. No, they're actually once you pass the express funded account, and or not pass it, once you pass your evaluation account, get to the express funded account, prove to them that you take like large or consistent payout, they will put you on a live account and they will actually copy trade from you, so they can make money and you can make money and you both win.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. As long as, I mean, as long as they're in business for just finding traders to copy trade, and they actually are in business to make profit from the market and not profit from unprofitable traders,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna stay around for a long time.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was gonna say too is that they're as long as they use brokers like Trade and stuff like that, that's completely regulated in the U.S., located in the U.S. and stuff like that, that they're never gonna disappear. I mean, how can you ban a prop that uses Trade an actual
License.
broker,
An actual
yeah, licensed
license.
broker, yeah, exactly. And the other thing too is that, like, um like I said, uh everything that you do on there, every order that you place with them, every trade that you take goes through the actual exchange. So it's not some virtual market that you're trading. You're actually trading the exchange data, U.S. exchange data. It's the same thing as saying, uh, the likelihood of Topstep disappearing is the same as, Webull disappearing, or Robinhood on the phone disappearing, or Think or Swim, those brokers. So it's pretty much almost impossible, for as long as the market is going to be open.
and
Uh,
and
it's gonna stay in business.
and plus, even like worst case scenario, let's say in the next 5 years or 3 years, future prop firms are gonna disappear. That's fine as long as you're like, your strategy, your trading plan and all of that, and you're a profitable trader. You can easily go to the actual broker, the actual regulated broker, like Ninja Traders or Trade. You got Trading Station. You got a lot of different regulated brokers that based on the US, that you can actually open a direct account with them with live funds. You don't need
Exactly.
to do any evaluations account or any of that, and you can start your same trading journey but with live funds and with a direct broker connection without any prop firms. So the actual future trading, it is still here, and I think it's gonna still be here for like the next 50 years to 100 years ahead, because it's always been there. That's the actual market. That's the CME data, um, and it's the actual exchange of the market. You're trading the actual company stocks, the Nasdaq,
Yes.
the actual thing.
With Forex, you're trading fairy dust,
Yeah, with
basically.
Forex, I feel like it is like a clone chart from the future chart, and
Exactly.
they can basically manipulate it as much as whatever they can with
Yeah, that's
whatever
that's
broker.
that's the main concern. And the other thing too, like I said, the switching to live accounts is inevitable. As a trader, when you evolve, like I said at the beginning, that the goal will always be to collect enough money from a prop to actually be able to self fund.
Mhm.
That's the goal of every trader, because instead of going through a company at that point, not gonna have to go through a company for a payout, request a withdrawal, and then they approve it, and then they send it to you in 2 to 3 business days, and all that. No, as a trader, you just trade funds that you withdraw anytime, whenever you want to, from the actual broker, because there's no bank that tells you that you can't use the ATM 2 days in a row. So it's the same for trading, basically. I just one of the things that pushes me the most to kind of try to self fund and go to live account is the payout concern. You don't want to ever rely on a company or someone to approve your payout, and that's the main reason why people get into trading in the first place. You don't want to have a paycheck with a job, so same thing, you don't want to have a payout from a company. You want to be able to access the money whenever you want to, and that's lately it has been very challenging for traders to access the money that they make. I'm one of the people that, like, I got lucky enough to get my payout out of TFT before the shutdown, but if I had any pending payouts and the shutdown happened, I would have just lost my payout. So it's just a scary place to be in. You don't want to be in the palm of the hands of someone else. You always want to be in control of your income and the money that you actually make trading.
Yep. So I currently got in a long position, Albert. Might be a little risky. I tried it with one E-mini NASDAQ contract. So I'm gonna see how the price will treat me. We had a bearish fair value gap here.
I like that setup.
We went up, respect it, and we went down, sweep low, and then we went up, reverse this bearish fair value gap, making it an IFVG supporting the price up. What I'm looking for next is disrespecting this bearish fair value gap. We came out of consolidation, manipulation down, we should distribute up if my setup is correct. And I'm gonna be targeting like 31 and 31 and 50 cents.
It's great. You know what's the most annoying part to me with TFT? First of all, the account, the live account that I had is basically lost funding because I don't know if they're gonna come back. I didn't have any payouts pending. The other annoying part is the it's the vacation that I was gonna get through them, but that I guess that plan was blown, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
That sucks, man. Like when a trader like put a plan and like keep going, working towards it, it really sucks. When everything like gets blown in your face like that.
Yeah, it's setbacks are, you know, annoying, but it's fine. It's not a big deal in my opinion. I think I mean the most important thing is just to have the skill set that it takes to do this. Once you have the skill set, nobody can take that away from you. So even if props close and other come along, you're always going to be able to make money if you know how to trade and you have the skill set that it takes to trade. That's all it comes down to. And even if all the props close, you're gonna find a way to trade. If you know how to trade, you're gonna trade always. I mean, there's people that, you know, don't have money to self-fund and never went through props and just did it the old school way, just put the $1,000 into a future account and kept growing the account and compounding it until they had the type of balances that you see on the prop accounts. So
yeah,
it all comes down to the skill set trading. If you trade, if you know how to trade, you're gonna find a way to trade. With funding, without funding, with props, without props, you're always gonna trade.
Yeah. I don't like how we're like going down now. Should
Might
be like
be
respecting the inverse and just like shooting up, disrespecting that bearish fair value gap.
it might be yeah, we're gonna see. It might be a retracement just because it tapped the 15-minute fair value gap very lightly. So might want to retrace deeper. But what it looks like, from here. It looks like it's at least gonna go target the high at the top of the consolidation. That's the minimum, and then depending on what happens there, then we're gonna have a direction.
I don't like how it's like consolidating around here. Not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm still in the trade. My stop loss is like very low risk with one contract. 9
In the meantime, I wanted to know how you got into trading, Kim. I'm talking about before Forex, before props, before everything. The first time you ever placed a trade. I don't care if it's one stock of Apple. You can.
I tried
When
options.
was it?
I tried options.
I did. I did too.
I tried option like, but I got into it like, I thought that okay, the price or the stock is going up for today. It's like plus 5%. You know that notification you get from Robinhood.
Yeah. I remember that. I was on Robinhood too back in 2020. I guess it was trending on TikTok. Everybody was talking about the stock market, and we were in a bull run, so it was just easy. But I thought I won a couple trades at the beginning. I thought I was a wizard, but it was just a bull run. It was an easy market condition, and then after the market had switched to a challenging condition and started, it was no longer bullish. It was no longer going up every day. Then I was left out. I had to actually figure out what strategy out there worked and stuff like that. What was best to trade, all that stuff. But at the beginning, it was just basically, oh, I see it going up, just buy. It's gonna go up, and then hold contracts, hold options for 2-3 days, and it's gonna you can flip a few contracts that way. But it's not as easy as that. But I was always impressed by the people that were able to make a living off of this, because I didn't think that the market actually, like, I didn't know how one could predict the move, because it looked unpredictable to me. But then once you get in the rabbit hole, you'll understand that it just repeats every single day. Crazy. It was Tesla options for me at the beginning.
Tesla options were crazy at that time. Everyone was jumping into it.
Yeah, it was I think early 2020 when it was Tesla was going crazy, even before the split. So like the stock was like crazy high, and the option prices were crazy high too. But it was the returns were massive. I was on Twitter at the time, and I was seeing a bunch of traders making 400, 500, 600% off of contracts. So I started doing that. It was pure gamble. And then I was on Reddit as well, the Wall Street Bets page. Yeah, not the most professional traders on there. I was even at the time I still had the Robinhood and stuff. At the time they basically drove the GameStop price up from $10 to like 400. I didn't get in the run, but it was crazy.
It was. I recently watched the documentary they put out on Netflix, and it's looking crazy, man.
The guy got sued badly. Yeah, the guy got sued badly for that. But I mean, in my opinion, it wasn't. I mean, the lawsuit was unnecessary because it's uncalled for. He wasn't organizing a move in the market. He was just sharing his opinion on the stock online, and then a lot of people agreed with his opinion and started buying up like crazy. So, and that's the thing. So he was doing whatever and posting it online, and the people were following along. So that's really not, in my opinion, it's not uh, it wouldn't count as organizing anything, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the price started going up a lot. He was giving updates, and he was saying that he wasn't selling yet. He was gonna hold and hold and hold, and other people started holding too and buying in at crazy prices. Some people got in at 150, 200, $300
Yeah,
in GameStop.
I'm not sure if this piece of information is the true story or not, but in the documentary, he was like doing all of that because um, his dad was working in a company, and it got um, the price of it. I think something happened and the price kind of like crashed of the stock company, and they laid everyone off. So
It
he didn't
might
want
be.
that to happen to GameStop, and they buy it and crash the stock market of it. So he kept believing in the stock and holding it.
Yeah,
That's why maybe like people interacted with his story or his movement.
I'm not sure. It might be true though. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, hedge funds lost billions during that because it was being shorted heavily by hedge funds, and it kept going up and up and up every single day for like a straight week until literally Robinhood said no more, and it just halted trading. You weren't allowed to buy or do anything but sell the shares that you had on Robinhood.
Man, S&P already inversed that bearish fair value gap.
Yeah, I think that's the beginning of the run.
My favorite entry. Let's go. With one contract. If this was
Yesterday, I don't know if you looked at it, but yesterday, uh, ICT posted a little update on YouTube about the Robbins Cup. He noticed that the
a lot of
top
people
one.
are frying him, bro. They were like, "Hey, where's ICT? He said that he's gonna come back in February and he's gonna post everything, all the reports, the broker statements and all of that." And until now, they didn't see anything from him, so they're like frying him up. And he's like, his wife's mother got cancer or something like that. That's
Yeah,
not an excuse for stop trading. It's
it is
crazy.
though. Can you trade when like 80 or 90% of trading is like psychology? How can you trade when something like that is going on in your personal life? What kind of decisions do you think, what kind of good decisions do you think you might be doing during a time like that? It's crazy. In my opinion, it's all for clout. A lot of people do that just to get noticed online because he's one of the biggest in trading, if not the biggest influencer out there in trading, and the trading industry. So in my opinion, it's just to gain some views off of it when
Mhm.
they go out and do stuff like that. But I mean, yesterday he posted an update. He was saying, guys, the number one seat holder for Robbins Cup Forex right now, not the future competition, but the Forex competition, is Alex, this guy, meet Alex, and he reposted his video of the interview with the guy. He's literally an ICT student. So like his his one of his top best students is literally the guy that's leading the Robbins Cup right now. So how can you refute the fact that his concepts work if like his student is the number one on the list? And by the way, that his student is not using anything else but just ICT concepts, pure ICT concepts. That's all. Just experience, price action experience in the market, and just ICT. That's it.
Mhm.
So like, how can you refute that? It's
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
to, but some people just ignore the facts and just, they keep doing what they want to do, which is still throw shade at people like him just to, gain some clout from it. That's all it is, in my opinion. But like, yeah, that one of his best response to this whole thing was like, I don't care who tells you what about me, who says I'm fraud, I'm this, I'm that. I made my money off of teaching, not off of trading. You can believe all of that. You can do as you please, as long as I want you to do only one thing only. Just go on my YouTube channel. You have the 2022, 2023 model. Go in there and debunk it. Just show me that those things don't work. Show me that the market doesn't move like that. And that's it. And nobody was able to do it yet. Nobody came out and said, oh, this concept doesn't work. I tried it. Look, it's not working on the chart.
It's like it's very subjective.
I know it's discretionary. Obviously, you have to use the concepts in the correct manner to get results. But at the same time, a lot of the things that he says and the way he teaches them, just make price action make a lot more sense than a lot of things that are out there. So in my opinion, yeah, you can still fail with smart money concept if you're not applying it correctly. But
I agree with Daniel, who said it's a lot of people are lazy and just like trying to like assume something.
Yeah, even ICT himself was saying that. He was saying, a lot of people just instead of saying that, instead of actually studying this stuff and trying to make it work, it's easier to just look at it without studying, without you look at the first 3 minutes of a video and you think, oh, this is going to take effort. Now there's no way that anybody can predict the market. This is fake. It's easier to live with the fact that it might not work than actually putting in the work for a year or two and actually making it work. It's easier to just walk away and say, you know what, this is not going to work. I'm not even going to waste my time. It's just laziness, in my opinion.
This candle looks so bad right now. But I'm still in the trade. Stop loss is trailed to in a positive amount. I believe if we go down, this is an IFVG up that should support the price to go higher. If we break it and hit my stop loss, which is currently in profit, I wouldn't be upset. What are the ICT concept that you guys use the most? I'm gonna
Go ahead.
say,
For you, which one is it?
I know yours, Albert, but I'll let
Yeah.
you say it.
You've seen it so many times. I used SMT diversion, rejection blocks. I use fair value gaps, order blocks. Standard deviation, not so much, but I use it every now and then. Especially when I was using it a lot when there was like, I think it was a couple weeks ago, the NASDAQ was making all-time highs every single day. So like you kind of needed a point of reference to know where to take profits on a buy trade without having any liquidity as a reference. You kind of need to predict where the price would take us. So standard deviation was useful for that. But yeah, mainly at the beginning of every move, I think that the diversion is probably the most important. It's where I start actually looking at an idea and considering, and then rejection blocks come after, and then fair value gaps, break structures, fair value gaps, and order blocks come next. And then for take profit and stop loss, take profit, it just needs to be either liquidity, external liquidity, or internal liquidity, which is the liquidity inside of the fair value gap, or it can be an imbalance that we haven't tapped yet, so a fair value gap or an order block. So it can be one of those things. And then for stop loss, as long as you have the stop under a low or above a high when you're shorting, that makes sense to actually get out of the trade where it would disprove your idea. That's what you need for a stop loss. So I keep it pretty simple. I don't do much on my chart. What about you?
For me, I really like inversion fair value gap a lot.
Yeah,
ICT
that one. Oh, yeah, I
calls it.
forgot to mention that. But basically, I was saying, all types of fair value gap.
Yeah.
So inverse, balanced price range, and regular fair value gap. Yeah.
I think ICT calls it the Reaper model, or
Yes.
something like that. And some
Yeah.
other people call it inversion, balanced price range. It all depends. Everyone uses it differently. I have a way of using it. I don't like taking all inversion fair value gaps because not all of them work, and none of any concept works 100%. You have to modify it to your own liking. You have to modify it to the
Yeah.
best, to the way that you want to trade it for, the highest probability setups to take, not take anything. I use IFVG for bias, market direction. I use it for my entry model on a small time frame, going lower to 30 seconds chart. um, I use the premium and discount a lot. I use I feel like external and internal liquidities are like very basic. I use high equal highs, equal lows as price movement and targets and reversal
Yeah.
points. I use um, what else? Like liquidity pools. I use market maker models, sell or buy.
Yeah.
Whenever we have like consolidations and stuff, I use like low resistance liquidity run a lot, or like it's not low, but like low resistance liquidity run, whether it's high or low. I use what else? I use the OTE sometimes, in the appropriate situation, of course. And mm,
Yeah.
that's basically it, buddy. What about you,
Eh,
Daniel? You tell me what you usually use, or if you're not using ICT, I'm not. Nobody's blaming you or anything. Nobody's judging. You said you've been trading for like 2 years, so we'd like to get some experience from you as well. What have you been trading?
the other thing that I wanted to say to it, at the end of the day, it all comes to context. Like you have to add context to the things that you're using in the market because it doesn't make sense if you're like marking up any random fair value gap or inverse off of a place where it doesn't make sense that the price would give any reaction just because there was no sweep of liquidity, there was no, there was nothing basically that says that the market is going to start moving or doing something from the place that you marked on your chart. So you got to give it context. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and that's the most important thing, and that's the thing that comes with experience, and that's why
And I
maybe some.
think also one of the biggest thing that a lot of people like get messed up, and I used to get messed up with, is the market cycles, the cycles of the market. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
used to wait for the silver bullet timing from 10 a.m. to 11 New York time to kind of like look for the best trade idea, and that's some most of the time it is true and it will happen in that time, but the other times you will miss a lot of trade just because it happened 5-10 minutes before. And the reason for that is the market just switched the cycle of the delivery from like consolidation to manipulation to consolidation to maybe displacement to, it depends a lot. So it, it all depends on the cycle of the market. No matter, I know time is key, and it's the gold key for this situation, but the market cycle, if it does not um, go in parallel with the market cycle, you're messed up. You're gonna get stopped out. You're gonna get your psychology messed up. It's
Yeah.
gonna do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you gotta keep up with the cycle of the market on the big time frames, especially because consolidation, manipulation, and distribution is always gonna be the base of everything, pretty much.
2 years which are ICT. I used to be Forex and crypto, but I already left all that. Crypto is crazy.
What I use the most is inverse fair value gaps, premium discount. But for me, everything makes sense with PO3. That is
Yeah,
tremendous
power
for me
query.
recently. Yeah,
Yeah, power
recently I'm
query
trying to
makes
adopt
sense.
SMT. Yeah, the difficulty with SMT, I get that. It's at the beginning, I was messing up the SMT a lot because a lot of times the S&P and the Nasdaq are gonna show like three, four, five SMTs at a time, and a lot of them are gonna be on buy side and sell side. So like, which one to
Yep.
follow is tricky. Which one is real SMT
Yeah.
and which one is just a delay in price action?
Until now, until this point, I don't really use SMP. So I got a TP on this trade, an amazing trade for me today. E-mini Nasdaq, one contract, $31.50. That is really awesome for me. Account balance almost $600, which is what? Which is, so my target is $3,000. I have $600. So uh, let's see, $3,000 minus 600. I have $2,400 left to go to pass this account. So I do have 3 accounts, Albert. So they activated it for me. I forgot to tell you. They
That's
activated it
cool.
for me. I didn't copy trade or anything because I want to explore my trading, like different trading strategy. If this one did not work, the one that we back tested together. So on this account, it's up $600. I'm gonna like keep working on my this is strategy, and with very low risk, one contract each time I try it, um, and I'll go for it, one one trade a day or one win a day, for this account until I pass it, and when I reach the funded phase, I will use one contract as well. I know I used to do 2 contracts, which made me like more nervous and panicky
Yeah, at the
whenever.
beginning with those accounts, two
Yeah,
contracts is a little bit pushing it
it
because
is
if the trade idea is wrong,
correct.
you're really not left with much
Mm,
drawdown.
yep.
Another thing that I wanted to say, by the way, when I saw the comment about the forex and crypto stuff, the fun fact is I've been for the past year and a half, pretty much. Uh, I've been only watching Nasdaq. I've probably seen every single 1 minute candle for the past year and a half. So that's the only one that that does it for me. I think that every single pair has a different character to it. It's like a personality of a person. Everybody's different, and Nasdaq has uh, a personality that just that after all this time I just get. So for
Mm,
that reason, I just stick with what I know.
yep.
If it doesn't need fixing, don't fix it. So like I'm not trying to even test any other pairs or anything like that. If I'm having success on the Nasdaq, then I'm gonna stay with this. Oh, and by the way, he was asking if that's one micro or a mini.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
you used a mini,
yeah
obviously.
that
Yeah,
was one mini.
yeah, six
With
hundred dollars. Yeah, that's definitely a mini.
Yep.
Yeah.
I the other trade that I tried, I wasn't uncertain to it, and because I don't like trading internal liquidities, as I said before, um, and I just wanted, this was a good trade for me. I saw that we did, where is it, Nasdaq, we were like right in here, which is equilibrium of this range. And I also had my OTE from the low to the high, 62% reacting from here. And I also, on the 15 minutes, I was waiting for this 15 minutes bullish fair value gap to get tapped in and take all the consolidation, all this playing, take it out before we run higher and higher. I could have targeted a higher consolidation area because all of this is low resistance liquidity, but I didn't want to go for like a higher higher take profit, just because I gotta run do something really quick at probably like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna end the stream unfortunately a little bit late. But yeah, but this is the explanation of my trade. We were like OTE level, market structure shifted, the retest of the market structure shift in the fair value gap. All of this was a key level for me to watch for a key reversal point. And once we came here, I did see on the 1 minute that we went down with a really strong bearish candle. We swept all these lows, and then after that we came here with this 30-second candle. We left the bearish fair value gap, we went up to retrace to it, we respected it, and we went down to again sweep these lows that it made. After that, I saw that we have a small bearish fair value gap here that we should respect it and go lower, but instead we inversed it. So once we inversed it, I took my entry kind of a little bit late. It was right here with this candle is going up, because I know since we reversed this bearish fair value gap, we most likely going to inverse this and keep going higher. At least, even if I'm wrong about the trade, which I really like this strategy for, I like to have a fixed TP, which is roughly about $30 or $31 in this case. And I did upload a video like yesterday about how I usually trade the inverse fair value gap. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it. I'm explaining how to use the fair value gap and how I trade it. So it's a really good video. I just uploaded it yesterday. So I went in a little bit late here, stop loss at the low, because sometimes the price might come down and reject from the rejection block and disrespect that inverse that it just made, but it respects the rejection block. Respect the rejection block and go up. So that's why my stop loss at the low. And in this case, for this trade idea, for me to test it, it was a very low risk. It was $9.25, which is $185 loss with one contract. If I would want to try it with one contract, which I did try with one contract, and I was targeting basically 1 to 3.4 of price action, which is $31.50. They gave me $630. It's not $630 here because I did lose one small trade idea that I tried on micro in front of you, and the commission and stuff, all of that. So it came down to just a little bit shy from $630. So that is my trade. Nice trade, appreciate it. I'll try my best to do live streams whenever I can, because most of the time I have work and stuff, and I might be able to do Tuesday, Thursdays live streams on Tuesday and Thursday from like market open to maybe like before lunchtime, because lunchtime will start like when usually start
11:30.
Yeah, it opens. It starts from 11:30, but on my chart I like to have it like a 30-minute free of this session or the lunchtime. I know it's kind of like a small session anyway, but I like to protect myself from like consolidation. So that's what I did.
So yeah, like the 11 would be the cutoff.
And yeah, and with the way that I like to trade this strategy, as you saw, I got in, and as soon as I got in, this was a key reversal point for me, and the price just expanded up, it's giving me less anxiety and less panic, um, less less time for me to like worry about my psychology and the amount of time that I'm in a trade. So it just straight up shot up to my TP, and it took me about 17 minutes into that trade, which is for this AM choppy price action, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, for how choppy it was today, yeah, that's a good time for a trade. It didn't take too long. Yeah, if it was expanding faster, it would have been probably a 5-6 minute trade, but today it was pretty slow.
Yeah.
I think that the next target are those consolidation highs on the left hand side.
I'm
Probably
pretty
gonna
sure
target
the drawn
those.
liquidity. I'm pretty sure the drawn liquidity is higher than that, and my TP could have been higher, but I just don't want to push it for my first trade on this account. I just want to take small TP, small take profits, just as a little bit of a buffer to add on my account, so I don't start my account with a drawdown. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. It's always smart to do that.
Yep. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here because I need to go do something, Albert.
All right.
And I'll talk to you.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Oh,
Thank
that was
you.
great.
Thank you, everyone watching the live stream. I'll try my best live streaming Tuesday and Thursdays.